Hey guys, so I've been asked to do a more in-depth comparison here of the Nexus 6P and the S7 Edge, because I often get asked the question, which phone is better here. Both of these are probably the best options when it comes to Android right now. Whether you like the stock experience that the Nexus provides or the hardware and the TouchWiz features that you get with the S7 Edge, both of these are probably going to give you the best Android experience right now, whatever you do prefer. And most people, I think really may think that the S7 Edge has the edge over the Nexus 6P, at least when it comes to the specs, and they're probably right really when it comes to the processor, the waterproofing, as well as the curved display, which gets lots of props points. But then again, I think the 6P definitely has some of its own strengths which the S7 Edge can't quite muster, and we can just have a look at those things here. The first thing that I would say in regards to the Nexus 6P is even though they've done a really good job on the S7 Edge to make it more grippable, like making the device feel a bit more kind of less sharp around the edges, to me the 6P still feels better in the hand. I don't know what it is about the 6P, but to me I think it's because it's following on from the HC1 M7 design, which I really did enjoy back in the day. It just feels like an amazing crafted piece of metal. The S7 Edge feels great in itself, but then again, it doesn't to me feel quite as premium because it's got more of a kind of rounded off design here. It's difficult to put into words because obviously it's very subjective, but to me, I have actually discussed before, I do actually enjoy the metal build a little bit more than glass builds because of the durability factor and less fingerprints you're going to get on the device as well. Both of them do feel absolutely fantastic when it comes to premium though, so I'm not slanting the S7 Edge. I just think that the Nexus 6P build is absolutely fantastic. I wish they did probably make it a bit more uniform at the top here. This does get some fingerprints, but it's not a huge issue at the end of the day. The next thing that you may want to consider the 6P for is the price, like the savings that you're going to get. The 6P last time I checked was nearly half the price of the S7 Edge, and the actual raw performance isn't actually that far off when you consider the day-to-day usage of each device. If you're just opening up stuff here, you actually notice I still have an issue with the 6P where sometimes it opens up in horizontal, and I think they could be my device only, which I might need to get a warranty for that. But when it does properly open up, you'll notice that there is very little in terms of the difference day to day, even though we're running the latest Exynos processor in the S7 Edge, and that's because it's coming with a very nice stock build of Android. It doesn't have to process TouchWiz on top, and you'll find that the day-to-day usage of the device is very comparable in terms of the speed, and that's amazing considering the retail price of the device. As I said, roughly half the price. So if you're looking for something a bit more affordable, then the Nexus 6P is definitely a better option here. You're going to have to really stump up a lot for the S7 Edge because it's new and that curved display as well. So other than that, we do have the AMOLED technology in both of them. Now Samsung generally tends to keep its best technology to its own phones, and that's understandable, but in terms of the actual the colors, etc., 6P doesn't do half a bad job when it comes to the screen technology. I wouldn't say it's quite as high quality as the S7 Edge, but they're both 2K at the end of the day. They both have the Super AMOLED blacks and very nice high contrasty colors. So really, even though the display is probably not quite as high quality as the S7 Edge, it's not a meaningful difference to justify paying double the price here really. So the display definitely meets my needs. It could be a little bit pink in terms of some of the colours compared to the S7 Edge, which is calibrated more towards a white kind of colour, which is nice, but that's not a huge issue, as I said. Other things to consider here with the 6P is the Type-C connectivity, which I've really actually sort of migrated to now in terms of using the 6P as a daily driver. You know, when I'm using phones which don't have the Type-C, it becomes very annoying trying to, you know, plug it in, you know, like messing around which way it's supposed to go, whereas with the 6P you can just plug it in and then off you go. You get your fast charging, you know, fast data transfer, all that good stuff. So it's quite weird how Samsung doesn't you know, want to go with the latest USB technology. I think now it's fully compliant with the fast charge 3.0, so you know there shouldn't be any reason why they shouldn't be going with that, really. And the next reason why you should consider 6P is the updates. Now the updates on the S7, the S6 has been a little bit slow, if you ask me. Like the Note 5 etc. took a while to get up to date to Marshmallow, but the 6P, you know, it's been on Marshmallow for ages now. When it comes to, you know, the software, you can see we do have the March security patch level. I'd expect it to be on April security patch level, to be honest, but nevertheless, you know, you're going to get much better software support, I think, with the stock build. So if software, you know, and security is something that is important to you, then you definitely should consider this. Even though Samsung's doing quite a good job here, you can see we do have the 1st of March patch level here with the S7 Edge. So hopefully they will keep that up, but personally I'd put my money on stock devices having Android N quicker generally. And obviously there is also the issue of like the actual software in terms of it being closer to what Google, you know, wants it to be, etc. So I think that it could be good for some people who enjoy the more stock experience here and don't want to deal with, you know, TouchWiz and its interesting things. But personally I've been quite impressed with the way TouchWiz has been improved to the point where it's very usable nowadays anyway, and a lot of the TouchWiz features are coming towards the stock, like the multitasking etc. So it's not a massive difference really. Now the final thing I want to talk about is the camera, which the camera on the S7 Edge is a 1.7 aperture, I think, both of them 12 megapixel obviously. I think the area where the S7 or Samsung devices in general really dominate the Nexus devices is in terms of the camera software, which gives you a lot more stuff to do. You know, you got your live broadcasts etc, you know, your pro mode. You don't get any of that on stock, and it feels very, you know, basic and bare. But what you do get is a camera which is capable, you know, it'll do the job in pretty much any light, you know, low light etc. The S7 Edge might be that little bit better, but it's not like a massive step up really, compared to, you know, what you might think it is. They're both, at the end of the day, you know, very competent in regards to what they're bringing to the table. So I wouldn't say that the camera is a massive reason to upgrade really. You know, you're getting your 4K video recording as well. So, you know, maybe we'll see a massive step up when it comes to the Note 6, a little bit more kind of something interesting, but I haven't noticed a massive difference. Even with the Nexus 5X really, you know, it's not been a massive difference that I was expecting. So very nice camera quality on the 6P, and definitely, you know, Nexus users aren't falling behind when it comes to the camera tech. So those are the main issues that I'd like to point out here. You know, if you're looking at the 6P or the S7 Edge, arguably the best Android phones out at the moment, you know, very debatable, but personally I'd probably limit it to these two for those who are looking for the absolute best right now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.